How far can a cheater go? Listen to this story. I came across her 5 years ago, and we have been an item for the past 3 years. Initially, we dated casually for 2 years, but my affection for her grew stronger with time. Despite our recent frequent arguments, I am head over heels in love with her. The reason for our disagreements is my current insecurities. Approximately a year ago, I was experiencing a loss in my family and was unable to provide support for my significant other. We mutually agreed to take a break for a few weeks, allowing me to take some time to clear my head. During this period, we maintained communication, but kept it light to respect each other's need for space. Upon reuniting, I discovered that she had been engaging in flirtatious behavior with a coworker, even going on a few dates, and she even showed me the messages exchanged between them. Although we worked through it, I've always struggled with feeling insecure knowing they see each other every day. Recently, we had an argument because she canceled our plans on the day of. She has a tendency to do this last minute, which can be frustrating, but I try to let it go. Later on, we talked, and I inquired about how her day went. She sent me a few pictures, and I noticed a restaurant in the background where we had previously met. Later, I asked her about who she was with. She didn't provide a clear answer. However, after taking the initiative to go through her texts, I stumbled upon a conversation with the same coworker, discussing having lunch at a distinctive restaurant, which happened to be the same type in the background of her pictures. I was furious and questioned if it was him, but she denied it repeatedly. I left and returned home. The following day, I realized that she had blocked me on all platforms. We both needed time to cool off, so I chose not to reach out. Today, I opted to view her Facebook profile through another person's account. To my surprise, it displayed that she is in a relationship. The same status was also visible on the coworker's profile for context. During our time together, she never bothered to update her relationship status, but it didn't matter to me. It's merely Facebook, after all. However, now both she and the co-worker, who previously had a single status, are now in a relationship. I have reached out to her friends and acquaintances, but none of them have responded. I feel lost and cannot concentrate on work. My appetite and sleep patterns have also been affected. What should I do? While I would be able to handle a breakup, the way she went about it has left me feeling confused. I'm in dire need of answers and someone to shed light on the situation. I fear that I'm beginning to appear unstable, but I'm at a loss for what to do next. Update. It has been more than a week since I discovered that my ex-girlfriend and best friend of 5 years had been engaging in a prolonged affair with her co-worker. She was the one who told me. Firstly, I must thank all of you for saving my life. I must confess that during those initial days I was grappling with some very dark thoughts, but your words and expressions of support helped me to keep moving forward. I eventually confided in my family and friends about the situation. Some of them were already aware, as our friend circle had become somewhat intertwined over the past 5 years. My mother, in particular, was devastated. She adored my ex-girlfriend and believed that we would eventually tie the knot. Following your recommendations, I chose to remain silent. I removed anything that reminded me of her from my home, every last item. I gathered everything she had left at my place, boxed it up, and requested one of my friends to deliver it to her. I felt that it was essential to take action. Upon his return, my friend gave my ex's friend an earful about how poorly I had been treated. I never requested him to do so. According to him, she was apologetic and claimed to be unaware of my ex's infidelity. However, I find it hard to believe that she was oblivious to it all. It's more likely that she doesn't want to be perceived poorly now that the truth has surfaced. My ex is a cheat, and there's no way she didn't know. Regardless, yesterday, I received a message from a blank, anonymous Facebook account. It turned out to be my ex-girlfriend, and here's what she wrote. Hi, I have received the belongings from Talia. I understand that you may be angry with me, and I acknowledge that I made a mistake by not ending things earlier before anything occurred. However, I believe it's extremely unkind of you to disclose our personal matters to others and even return the gifts I had given you. Those gifts were meant for you, and there's no need to be so unkind about everything. This is precisely why I chose not to say anything. I genuinely believe that my sudden disappearance will assist you in moving on more quickly. There's no reason to prolong this. My hope is that one day, we can reflect on our relationship with warmth and gratitude for how it helped us grow as individuals. It is my wish that you too can come to this realization. I chose to ignore this message and proceeded to block her. Recently, my appetite has returned, although I still experience moments of emotional breakdowns. Presently, my strongest emotion is anger. I am immersing myself in my work, and most of my social interactions are superficial. Despite this, I am confident I will eventually overcome these challenges. Nonetheless, I am concerned about my anger. I have another update to share. Sadly, a few days ago, my father passed away. Despite my efforts to keep this information private, my ex somehow found out through social media. However, I have been fortunate to receive an overwhelming amount of support and love from my friends, some of whom are also friends with my ex's friends. Fortunately, my friends understand and respect my wishes to keep any information about me or my ex confidential. Currently, my mother is struggling to cope with this loss. Additionally, my ex, who has been blocked by my family, decided to send my mother a message of condolence. To my surprise, my ex went to the extent of suggesting that she would like to provide support and attend my father's funeral. However, she also mentioned that she would come with her affair partner, who she claims will be a source of support for her while she supports my mother. This situation is particularly disheartening since my mother and ex were once close until the affair. My mother did not respond to her message and instead informed me of what had occurred. My mother made it clear that she does not want my ex to attend the funeral or make any further contact. She has left it to me to handle the situation as she wants to avoid any unnecessary drama. Unfortunately, I am left with no other option but to confront my ex. However, I am aware that confronting her may give her the upper hand as she could use it to her advantage and claim that I was the one who reached out to her. I am still unsure about how to proceed or what to say, but I know that I need to address the issue. I have another update to share, and firstly, I want to express my gratitude for all of the condolences that have been sent to me and my family. I would have liked to thank each of you personally, but please know that we appreciate all of your kind words from the bottom of our hearts. I have taken all of your advice into consideration, and although I have a personal desire to put my ex in her place, I have come to see things from my mother's perspective. I do not wish to create any conflict, ill feelings, or resort to cruel language. Regarding the arrangements for my father's funeral, I am seeking peace until after the service. Therefore, I have decided not to respond to my ex in any way. I also informed my family about what happened through a group chat. Understandably, many of them were angry and wanted to lash out at her. However, I urged them to exercise restraint and to stand in solidarity with me. We have all agreed to respond to her attempts with complete silence. I have managed to convince all of my family members to agree that if my ex reaches out to them, they will ignore her and block her as many times as necessary. We have all decided not to acknowledge her existence. It is touching to see how protective my family has become of me, and this newfound unity is humbling. I plan to speak to the funeral personnel to ensure that my ex is turned away if she attempts to attend the service. Additionally, I will visit the police station tomorrow to inform them of the situation and seek their advice in case of any potential issues. If obtaining a restraining order is my only option, I will take the necessary steps in that direction. On another note, when I confided in my friends about the situation, they were not surprised. Apparently, my ex has been posting on social media about how devastated she is by the loss of my father and is seeking pity like a leech. However, My friends had already agreed to keep this information confidential to avoid causing me further stress. They even volunteered to act as spokespeople and spread the word to everyone involved. We have made it clear to my ex that she is not welcome at the funeral, and we will have security to keep her out if necessary. Additionally, my friends have offered to act as intermediaries and prevent her from causing any disruptions. I was deeply touched by their support throughout the day. Currently, my top priority is ensuring that my mother is not affected by any additional stress. I will be staying with her until after the funeral. Despite everything that has happened, my mother, who is a deeply religious woman, has expressed forgiveness towards my ex and is doing her best to ignore her. I will provide another update after the burial. I have the latest update to share. The funeral service of my father was truly exquisite. A dear friend of his requested permission to spread the details of the ceremony on social media, so that people who lived out of state could attend. This gesture was appreciated, and numerous friends of my dad showed up to pay their respects. Thankfully, I didn't receive any communication from my ex in the days leading up to the event, and it didn't bother me in the slightest. Although her parents were present, they didn't stay for long and mostly conversed with my mother. Throughout the day, I remained close to my mother, prepared for any mention of my ex. While they were polite with me, I sensed that they didn't harbor any negative feelings towards me, but chose not to bring up any other topic. This was a kind gesture, which I appreciated. Over the past few days, several individuals from my ex's circle have sent me friend requests, which I decided to overlook. However, yesterday, a close friend, who I previously asked to return my ex's belongings, showed me a message from Talia, which was filled with animosity towards me. According to Talia, her friend, I'm being childish, pitiful, and deliberately making my ex's life unpleasant. I inquired about the reason behind these accusations, and she shared a screenshot of a YouTube video that one of our mutual friends had sent to her. It didn't take much time for my ex to receive the news, and her reaction was quite strong. Out of interest, I accepted a couple of the friend requests, and what followed was a torrent of accusations from my ex. She claimed that I was abusive for not having the courage to confront her directly, instead choosing to defame her in private conversations. Furthermore, she accused me of robbing her of the chance to bid farewell to my father. Despite speaking freely about her personal affairs, it seems that the details have made their way into discussions among her colleagues. She went on to claim that I'm further harming her by motivating unknown individuals on the web to criticize her. Her allegations genuinely irked me, and I countered by asking which aspect of the post was inaccurate. I attempted to clarify that I initially composed the post during a moment of great emotional distress and anxiety. My intention was merely to seek guidance from individuals who had undergone similar experiences, and I didn't disclose any information that could harm either of us. However, my ex remained steadfast in her accusations. According to her, she even shed tears upon hearing some of the remarks and claimed that her new partner wishes to resolve the matter with me. To be honest, I'm exhausted. I have no interest in conversing with her, and I firmly believe that I don't owe her an apology for sharing an anonymous post on Reddit. During a challenging phase in my life, I sought solace in this community to navigate through my troubles. What caught my attention was that my cousin, who I believe was conversing with my ex while pretending to support me, was more outraged by the comments than my actions. However, she couldn't point out a single false statement I made. I didn't lie about anything. I want to express my gratitude to all of you for the unwavering support you've provided me over the past few months. This community has been one of my most staunch advocates, offering me strength through your own stories of disloyalty. Your resilience and determination, along with the candid suggestions, have been immensely valuable to me, even the more critical ones. I firmly believe that if I had all of you supporting me a year ago, I could have avoided a great deal of the suffering that I now recognize was to some extent self-inflicted. You all are simply the best.